Welcome to the Shred the Spread podcast, episode 30, Picks Saturday. If you're new, thanks for tuning in, and if you're returning, thanks for coming back. As always, on Picks Saturday, although we are here without our fabulous producer, it is Dynell and I, the dynamic duo, the OG duo. Dynell, welcome back. Another Picks Saturday. Only a few more of these left. Tell me how you're feeling.
Right. I'm feeling great, man. We're going back old school with it. Back to where's the dynamic duo, man. We're missing our trio, but we're back to the duo again, bro. I'm ready to bounce back. I'm ready to prove to y'all that last week was a fluke. And I'm about to come back here and I'm about to go 4-0. I got 4 picks for y'all today, man. And, let's get it popping. I'm ready to get these picks started.
Said he has 4 picks. I have 3 picks. We also have a teaser this week. We don't have a money line underdog round robin, but we did bring the tease back. We just have to take advantage of these numbers. We have some good spots. We have some good teams we like. We're already kind of on that side anyway, so teasing it just makes sense. Just a little bit of housekeeping. We only have a few more weeks left. So we will basically go over some ideas in the future of what this podcast will hold when NFL offseason, becomes upon us. We will cover that in a later episode. Just also, as mentioned previously, our producer is not with us for this episode, so you may see a difference in editing /and/or quality. With that being said, I've got 3 picks. Dynell has 4. We'll get to this teaser, so let's go ahead and hop right into it. Dynell, because you have an extra pick, I will allow you to go first. So the floor is yours.
All right. My very first pick is going to be, of course, my home pick. My Commanders -1.5. Let's go into this. This is going to the depths of it here, right? How do I say this? I'm trying to pronounce this. Brian Robinson is a dog, right? As we all know, Brian Robinson is a dog. He's going against a very, very suspect run defense here. I expect him to eat. The biggest thing that's going to get into Washington's way is play calling here. But as far as talent-wise, the Browns can't stop Brian Robinson. They haven't stopped really the run all year. Carson Wentz is back. As I know, like I said, we have been a Taylor Heineke podcast here throughout the whole year. But I want to take a step back and just think about it. Taylor Heineke hasn't been taking really care of the ball as of late. Granted, all of it's not his fault. He played against a tough defense last week. But as of recent weeks, even with the Giants games, costly turnovers cost us field position, things like that. And honestly, that was the reason why we wanted him to be in instead of Carson Wentz, right? Because he held onto the ball. He kind of limited his turnovers to 1 instead of 2 or 3. And it's really piled up on him in these past couple of weeks. And there's a couple of throws I believe that could be made. I really feel like Carson Wentz is gonna bring a jolt to this offense, Deshaun Watson isn't ready for this front four. I mean, I feel like he's still catching up to game speed, and it's only going to get faster with that front four coming at him. Chase Young is back and healthy. You got 3 Pro Bowlers beside him on the between Allen, Payne, and Sweat. This secondary is getting healthy now. Benjamin St. Juste played his first game back in a little bit last week. He's going to be, more in shape, more refined this week. And honestly, that's how I believe about it, man. I believe the Browns really kind of suck. To be quite honestly, they can't produce any offense. I expect the Commanders to go in here and cover that -1.5.
Gotcha. My first pick, a team that I have been hot and cold with, but I do like this spot. I do like this number, and hey, we're getting the quarterback back. And that pick, Jets -1.5.
Mike White.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this team they just match up so much better against the Seahawks with Mike White than without him. The Jets are going to want to start the game running the ball, and quite frankly, the Seahawks have not had an answer for the run the last several weeks. They've just been struggling to get stops. They've been struggling to make plays. Russell Wilson, what really opened my eyes to this pick was Russell Wilson really struggled against that pretty sorry Chiefs defense last week. They were just struggling to score. They were struggling to move the ball. And if he's struggling on that Chiefs defense, which has been the downfall of that team, the Achilles heel, could you imagine the ghosts he's going to be seeing with the Jets defense? I mean, this just has a discounted number written all over it because of the previous performances from Zach Wilson. Quite frankly, this is a must-win game, and Mike White is back, so we'll play the number here. I liked it at 2.5. It dropped to 1.5. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'll take the Jets minus 1.5 with my first pick.
Alrighty, let me go ahead and pick it back off you now, bro. I'm gonna go ahead with my second pick. This is one of those division matchups that I feel like it's gonna be hard fought. They're always hard fought. Every single game, it's been low scoring as of late too. I'm gonna go with the Steelers plus 2.5 here. Now, I want y'all to hear me out here, right? Um, Mike Tomlin has done once again a phenomenal job. Once again, once they started at 2-6, I really believe this was going to be the first season Mike Tomlin really just had a losing season. There was like no way that he's even had a chance to get to that point. Well, look at this team now, right? In a position to get a playoff spot, with some luck, of course, from and some help. But if they win out here, they have a potential to take that last wild card spot, and that is remarkable to think where this team has started from. This defense is part of that is this defense is that this defense is getting fully healthy now. They're back fully healthy. Minka Fitzpatrick's out there. T.J. Watt is out there. This defense is, I mean, obviously, let's be honest. This defense is now tremendously better than what it was early on in the season. Pickett the Pickens. That's picking up again, right? We talked about this earlier in the year, the Pickens combination. They're starting to find their groove. The offense, yes, it's not really potent, but they do enough to find ways to win games. Kenny Pickett is managing the game well enough to stay in it. The defense has been playing great and lights out, and I feel like the Ravens are just having a tough time putting up any type of points. Their best offensive weapon right now is Justin Tucker. No disrespect to Huntley. I believe in Huntley, but with the way this Steelers defense is playing right now and the momentum is picking up, I just believe the coaching job by Mike Tomlin is just going to they're just going to find a way to win again. I feel like they're going to win this game straight out, but to give me 2.5 points on top of that, yeah, you best believe I'm taking the Steelers plus 2.5.
Yeah, you might believe in Tyler Huntley, but to be honest, I don't. I think the Steelers win this game. I think they're only a dog because they're on the road. It's gonna be a good game though. Obviously, playoff implications. So, I mean, I agree with you there. Although I didn't pick it, I do lean Steelers plus 2.5 with you. I'll go with my second pick. We kind of have a pick from each side of this game, not opposing, but I have a total, you have a side. I'm not gonna spoil yours, but this was a bet I made early in the week, right initially when the Tua news broke. I got it at 43, but it has dropped to 41.5. I still think it's a really good number. So my second pick is the Patriots and Dolphins under 41.5. I mean, this is basically just a play where I don't see the Dolphins having such a strong offense. Like, obviously, they have playmakers, but we saw what this Patriots defense did to Joe Burrow in the second half. They limited him to 0 points. The Patriots defense makes plays, and on the flip side, the Patriots can't get the ball past the 50 for half the game. Matt Patricia calling plays on that offense is atrocious. He is he's basically a defensive coordinator calling offensive plays, and Mac Jones not only is looking very suspect, he doesn't like it there. He doesn't like the play calls. He's there's the lip reading on him on the sideline, basically saying your offensive play calls are shit. Him and Matt Patricia are not even on the same page whatsoever. It's just that offense looks really rough. They're really scoring points because of their defense. Obviously, the Dolphins missing Tua is crucial. We do have Teddy Bridgewater back there, so he's not no pushover. But it just 41.5 just seems a little bit steep. Just for these two teams to cover. I don't really see either of these teams putting up 3 touchdowns, and that's kind of what is making me play this number. I see a lot of Nick Folk field goals. I think Dolphins have a really good chance to win this game. It's going to be low scoring, so I think we're getting a good number here. I think this number should have dropped a little bit more. So the fact that I'm getting it still just above 41 is ideal for me. So second pick, Dolphins, Patriots, under 41.5 total points.
Beautiful pick, man. Like I said, there's going to be a lot less offense here. But I believe the one bit of offense that's going to provide a spark is my next pick. The Miami Dolphins plus 2.5 is the weapons on the outside, right? The weapons. I will take the weapons and the points on this game here. And let's be honest, guys. Teddy Bridgewater, one of the best quarterbacks against the spread in history. I mean, in history, he is 42 and 20 against the spread. That's number one. The next person behind him is Josh Allen at 32, 21 and 3 with basically a 60% win percentage. That's insane. And on top of that, he is the best quarterback against the spread as an underdog. He has the best percentage in the Super Bowl era. There's 181 quarterbacks with at least 25 starts, and he is number one. You got to put your belief in the trends here. Teddy Bridgewater is definitely a great backup quarterback. I feel like he's a perfect quarterback for the Dolphins. Granted, you're not going to see those big plays, throws down the field. That's not Teddy Bridgewater's game. But I'll tell you what, Teddy Bridgewater will be accurate. He's going to get the ball to his weapons, and his weapons are going to do all the work. That's why I honestly believe that's going to happen with this game. Like I said, the Patriots' offense is abysmal. Their defense really sets them up to score points, and I feel like this defense is going to have a little bit of a hard time. I really feel like they're still going to play well, but they're going to have a little bit of a hard time keeping up with that speed with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I think if you're going to go with a side, you have to go with the more potential offensive threats. And obviously, Tyreek Hill, by the snap of a finger, can be on one side of the field and end up in the other. So, I honestly see the Dolphins winning this game. If we were doing a money line round robin, they would obviously probably be one of the staples. Right. I just think the Patriots are getting too much love just because they're at home. Yeah, I definitely think you're getting a good number. If you guys can get this number at 3, my God, I love that number at 3. Mm-hmm. I've been eyeing it all week. I'm hoping some money comes in on the Patriots from the public. And you can get this at 3 because then I will bet it, although it's not one of my official picks. But, yeah, if the Dolphins get to 3, I really like that. And we will go to my final pick, my third pick, the Vikings plus 3.5.
Like that pick.
Yeah. There's only a few places you can get it at 3.5 right now. It keeps bouncing back and forth, but this just seems like a really, really good matchup for the Vikings. Obviously, Green Bay being at home, they get a little bit more level on the line. But in a neutral field, I have this closer to a pick. And there's a few factors. Number one, the Packers are coming off a inflated win versus the Dolphins when we talked about it on Thursday. There was all that drama with like Tua, hit his head hard. He said he was good. He was up there calling plays. Him and the team were not on the same page when he was calling plays. He was throwing to where he thought the receiver was going to go, but apparently he was, he was going through a different play when the receivers were going with the play he called. So like everything was just out of sort. So the Packers ended up coming back. They won the game. So, they look like they're the hot team right now. But in reality, the Packers have played very poor teams. They're coming off of a second half come from behind victory against the Dolphins. They just beat the Bears, not very convincingly. It's just they're not playing at this number. And the reason for that is a lot of people are against the Vikings. And, I've been one of those people on this podcast. I've consistently bet against the Vikings, and they're one of the luckiest team. And they constantly, besides the 1 week where I took a stand on the Cowboys, they've been biting me in the ass. So, I'm going over to the dark side. If you can't beat them, join them. And I'm getting the number. I'm getting a hook, too. So Vikings plus 3.5. This Packers team doesn't blow anybody out. They let teams hang in. They come from behind a lot. So, if the Packers do squeeze this out, I think it's by a field goal. So if I'm getting the hook, I have to take the value. Vikings plus 3.5 for me.
Yeah, real quick, I just want to add some context to that because, I'm a huge guy when it comes to context and like kind of like the feel of it and the personality of the game. This is this time the Vikings can really knock the Packers out the playoffs. People have been talking about, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers found it. They might actually have a chance. They're going to go in here and beat the Vikings. Are you shitting me? You guys are plus 3.5, right? Against a Green Bay Packers team who's been utter shit before a 3 to 4 game win streak, and they're talking about coming into they're talking about basically beating you guys and on their road to getting back into the playoffs, man. Nah. You know what I'm saying? If you're in that locker room, you're pumped, you're hyped, you're ready to knock these suckers out. And like I said, I really believe that. Like I said, I think they're going to win that game outright. Not just plus 3.5.
Yeah, I think this is a really good opportunity for the Vikings to make a strong stance going into the playoffs. They can kind of start flipping the script here.
Right. All right. But that being said, I'm gonna go into my last and final pick. As you guys probably know, I've been anti Brady for weeks, for weeks, right? And so my pick is, of course, the Panthers +4. I mean, guys, what are we talking about? I mean, once again, we're expecting Brady back against the wall when it matters most. He's gonna come through. He's gonna do it. He's gonna find a way, guys. It's not just Brady anymore. All right, it's the team around him at this point. He still does not have interior protection. The reason why the Panthers only gave up 3 points against the Buccaneers is because of the interior pressure. They won 21-3 outright, and they ran the ball down their throat. The Panthers have ran the ball down every team's throat consistently, and they prime themselves to be in the playoff picture, guys. I mean, I feel like this is a setup. Honestly, that +4 is so fishy to me. I just feel like it's a setup, but I just feel like it's a slam dunk at this point now. Don't let that number scare you away from the game, because let's be honest, guys. I mean, Tom Brady and the Buccaneers laying 4 points is ridiculous. That is utterly ridiculous. Tom Brady last game, I watched some of the film, bro. He legit dumped. I swear he dumped off the ball like 12 to 15 times behind the line of scrimmage or near the line of scrimmage, man. Like, there is no vertical passing game going on. Their running game stinks, and they're about to go in here and they're about to legit. They're gonna have to flip the script against a hot Panthers team when it matters most in the playoffs. Give me a break. I really think the Panthers win this outright. I'll take the Panthers +4 any day, and I think it's time to say bye-bye to Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Put a fork in them.
Yeah, dude. As I said on Thursday, everything says take the Panthers here, but for some reason, I just thought this was a buck spot. This line movement definitely
Yeah.
kind of made me open my eyes a little bit. But like you hit all the points. It's like, why not? At this point, I know the Buccaneers are trying to like gear up to make a playoff run, but this Panthers team has a chance to do that too. So this isn't just Brady trying to get his troops together. This Panthers team has been playing really well. You're getting it over a key number. 4 is a key number too. Like 4 is truly a key number too.
Yeah.
That's the difference between the field goal and the touchdown. It's seriously a key number. I can't hate you for that, dude. You made a lot of good points, and we'll see what happens. Only time will tell.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead before we recap everything. Let's get into our teaser this week. Last few weeks we haven't had a teaser, but some good spots here. We're going to take advantage of these numbers. First leg, Eagles pick 'em. What are we talking about? You think the Eagles lose to the Saints in a game that not only has playoff implications, but there's talk about the locker room? Win this damn game. I know Howie's got the boys. Win this damn game. You win this game, you get a better teammate. That's your reward. Yeah, if the Eagles win this game, Saints have the Eagles pick. No, the Eagles have the Saints pick. So the Saints lose, they go down, Eagles get a better draft pick. Simple as that. Next leg, Vikings +9.5. We just kind of hit on it earlier. I like the Vikings +3.5. I don't like to double dip, but it's just a good number. It's just a really good number. The biggest thing is the Packers don't blow anybody out, so we're getting an inflated line on a pick that I already like. We're getting it just shy of 10, but I don't think that's too much of a concern. I think the Vikings probably win this game, so we're gonna play the number here. And last but not least, the game of the week. 2 badass quarterbacks facing off this week. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, one of statistically and the eye test, he covers both of those. He's one of the hottest quarterbacks in leagues right now. Bengals +7.5. Not only do I think this game is a coin flip, I think it's going to come down to whoever has the ball last. We're getting it over a touchdown. We're getting it over the key number. Basically, if you want to bet this at 7.5, you have to find a book that has the Bengals at 1.5, which there are several books that still have Bengals -1.5 or +1.5. There's only a few books that have knocked it down to 1. But still, if you get it at 7 on your teaser, I like that too. You just push instead of win. So again, that's Vikings +9.5, Bengals +7.5, and the Eagles pick 'em. And based off some books, you could get Eagles +0.5 point. Not that makes a big difference, but in the case that they do tie, you would obviously win that. So just going over everything real quick. I am on the Jets -1.5, Vikings +3.5, and the Patriots and Dolphins under 41.5 total points for the game. Dynell is on the Miami Dolphins +2.5, Commanders -1.5, Steelers +2.5, Panthers +4. I think everything looks good to me, man.
Looks real good. I like these numbers.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I like the teaser. I like your picks. I like my picks. I didn't want to force. I had we basically talked about this before we went on air. We had a few extra picks that we did like, but we always want to give out our most confident picks because we do know people tail our picks. Yeah, dude. But this is a pretty brief episode. Obviously, producer not here, so he doesn't get the shout out. I'm just kidding.
I miss you, buddy.
But yeah, episode 30. We'll be back next week for Preview Thursday, gearing up for the final week before the playoffs. That's nuts to think about. There's going to be a lot of entertaining games this week. Pay attention. Some playoff implications. We'll kind of get a better picture for the playoff. And then we'll make our final regular season episode. We're going to go all out for that one. Now, we do want to say that if you like a spot on Monday or Sunday night even after the games and you see a good spot, our best advice to you would be to jump on it. You don't have to, put a full unit on it or, parlay, whatever the type of bettor you are. But these numbers are going to move because if you have an idea or you see some information that teams might sit players, take advantage of that information because these lines this last week will move very quickly and they will move dramatically. We will see some drastic change in line movement. Even when we do our show on Thursday, by the time we get back to pick Saturday, these lines will move significantly because all of the news, injury, they'll shut some players down. So just do your best to pay attention, make informed bets. Don't just bet irresponsibly. Obviously, I mean we are talking about money anyway. But with that being said, Dynell and I will be back.
Yes, sir.
For Preview Thursday. We'll do a quick recap. We will have our producer back, so quality will be back up to par as you guys have been experiencing.
For the final week of the season. Sheesh.
I know, dude. It's going to be awesome. If you want to stay up with the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter at @ShredTheSpread_. If you're into TikTok, you can also follow us on TikTok at @ShredTheSpread. But we're looking forward to a good weekend of football. Dynell, as always, it's been a pleasure, and I think you have a few words for the folks before we get out of here.
Oh, yeah. Tell Vegas to bring me my money. Oh, yeah, and Happy New Year's,
yes,
y'all. Happy New Year's to y'all.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us. It's been a hell of a ride. Numbers consistently increasing, and it's always good to see. So we'll be back at it. We'll continue this. We're having a blast. We hope you guys are enjoying the show. With that being said, we will see you on Thursday.
Cue the festive music.